We've all heard that saying, the past is fixed, but the future is changeable. It feels like one of those fundamental laws of universe, right, doesn't it? But what if that core assumption we all live by is just a little bit wrong?
I mean, really think about that. What if the story you've been telling yourself about your past isn't the only version? What if just by changing how you live right now, you could fundamentally change the meaning of everything that's ever happened to you?
So how is this even possible, right? Well, the key idea here is that we never actually see the past objectively. We're always, and I mean always, looking at it through a filter, a lens that is shaped entirely by our present reality.
Think of it like you're wearing a pair of glasses. When you're happy and fulfilled now, you're basically wearing rose-colored glasses. But when you're unhappy now, those same glasses are tinted gray. The past itself doesn't change, but the color and the meaning you see in it, oh yeah, that absolutely does.
And this is the crucial point. The exact same event from your past can become two completely different stories. It all depends on the emotional lens you're using today. Let's really see how this plays out.
To really wrap our heads around this, we're going to look at a single, challenging event from the past and see how its story can split into two totally different paths. Let's just take a classic example here, a business that failed. It's an event packed with stress, disappointment, all that stuff. Objectively, yeah, it was a failure, but its meaning, well, that is completely up for grabs. Now listen to this. This is the story from someone who is absolutely thriving right now. For them, that failure isn't some ugly scar, it's the fertile ground where their current success took root. It actually became a necessary, even valuable part of their journey.
And here's the flip side. For someone who's really struggling today, that same business failure becomes the origin story of all their misery. It's not a lesson, it's a life sentence. That one event becomes the villain, the cause of every problem that came after.
You see, the event itself is neutral. It's just a data point in your history. It only becomes a seed for growth or a curse of unhappiness when your present reality gives it that power. Your life today is what writes the final meaning of your past. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds a little too convenient, maybe a bit too simple. Are we just supposed to pretend that bad things weren't actually bad?
And that is such a critical question. This is not about toxic positivity or denying real pain. Not at all. The key isn't to change the facts of what happened, but to change who holds the power over those facts.
Just look at the shift in control here. On one side, the past is like a puppet master, pulling all the strings. But on the other, you are the one writing the story. The power to define the whole narrative is held by your present self.
This just illustrates the point brilliantly. Acknowledge the wound. It happened. It's part of your history. But the story isn't the wound. The story is your strength in the face of it. The past becomes this dark background that makes the light of your present resilience shine even brighter.
So, if the key is our present, how do we actually do this? How do we use today to rescue yesterday? Well, the answer is actually a bit counterintuitive. Now, this might sound a little harsh, but there's a really deep insight here. Blaming some past event gives us a convenient excuse not to do the hard work of changing our current situation. It's kind of like an escape from taking responsibility for the here and now. So, the solution isn't to sit around and psychoanalyze your past failures over and over again. It's the opposite. You pour all of your energy, every single bit, into making your life fulfilling right now. Find work you love, connect with people, pursue a hobby. As your present starts to shine, the past will naturally, almost automatically, start to look different in its glow. Let's look at this table to see how this works. We've got two students who failed the same big exam. Fast forward 10 years. Student A is still feeling adrift, looking at that failure as the single moment their life went off the rails. But student B, they found a totally different path, worked hard, and is now a leader in their field. For them, that same failure wasn't a curse. It was a fork in the road that actually led them to a better destination. See, the present reality completely rewrote the meaning of the past.
And this right here, this is where the idea gets truly empowering. Once you realize you have this much power over a past that has already happened, it completely changes your relationship with the future.
Just let that sink in for a second. The past feels so solid, so heavy and unchangeable. It's a fact. And yet, we've just seen how its meaning is completely flexible. So if you can change the story of something that's already set in stone, just imagine the power you have over a future that hasn't even been written yet. It's an incredibly hopeful and powerful shift in perspective, right? The future suddenly becomes wide open.
Your interpretation of the past directly creates your expectations for the future. It's that simple. If you see your past as this long list of failures proving you're not good enough, you're going to subconsciously expect more failure. But if you reframe that same past as a series of valuable lessons, you'll step into the future with a sense of possibility and strength.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's actually pretty simple. Your present moment is the control panel. Master it, and you master your entire story, past, present, and future. You're the author.
Ultimately, it all comes down to a choice. You can look at a difficult event in your past and see it as this permanent, unhealable scar that defines who you are. Or you can choose to see it as a seed, a strange, hard, maybe even painful seed, but one that holds the potential for future growth.
So we're left with this powerful image. If you decide today to pour the light and water of your present effort onto that old ground, what kind of unexpected and beautiful future might just begin to sprout? The answer? Well, that's entirely up to you.